Peace. I'm Rami Salam El, and I thank you for watching. Before we continue, I have a disclaimer. If you are one who does not like the truth, if you are one who enjoys believing what people tell you just because it sounds good, because it feels good, then pop that blue pill, stop this video, and go back to your mental enslavement. But if you want to know the truth, please continue. Thank you for continuing. Today's class is correcting the misunderstandings, really the intentional misleadings, of Tariq Nasheed, the host of the Hidden Colors series, quote-unquote documentary, or indoctrination, the conscious community pimp, manipulator, leech, if you will, agent possibly. And I'm not holding back anymore because we have no more time for games. We have no more time for playing this color, black and white bullshit. Excuse my Moorish Latin. I'm going to go to a clip of him speaking on the Moors. Then I'm going to come back, explain some. We're going to keep it real brief. I'm going to hit you with some facts. And then I want you to look it up. Don't believe me. Don't get in your emotions. Get in your feelings about it because you like the Hidden Colors series. Because trust me, I was there too. At one time, I was trying to get all my friends to watch, offered to buy the DVD for them. And then I found out about a certain individual who was teaching the truth. And then when I looked back on the Hidden Colors, I really saw what it was all about. But later for that, first let's go to the conscious community pimp himself, Tariq Nasheed.
The term Moor started to become interchangeable with the term black because it was basically the same thing. But when
that would be bullshit. Moor is a noun, black is an adjective. They're not the same. Not even close. And I can go into a lengthy discussion, but I've already done that. Just look up the video. Does Moor mean black? And you have all the information you want, and you can research it for yourself. Just open up a dictionary and you can see for yourself. Let's continue.
When I went to Europe, I would always look at pictures and I would always see a Moor, and sometimes I would see like a skull and bones. And many of the Moors would have a skull and bones flag. That's what pirates are known for. There were many Moorish pirates. There was even a Barbary War where the U.S. was fighting Moorish pirates up in North Africa and the Barbary Coast. And there's even a secret organization called the Skull and Bones. And we know that Masonry comes from Moorish science. So there's always a connection there with the Moors.
You see, what I noticed about this guy is that he's very good at implying things, suggesting things, but he doesn't have any facts to prove what he's saying. Like with the Masonry comes from more science, and then implies and suggests, puts the secret organizations, the skull and crossbones, as if those come from more science. Do you have any facts to prove this? Did he provide any? Did he cite any sources? No. But let me show you something. Here's a source. Stolen Legacy. George G.M. James. Greek philosophy is stolen Egyptian philosophy. I'm going to go to page 39. Section is titled How the African Continent Gave Its Culture to the Western World. Let me just read a small selection. And you can look it up, get the book for yourself, so you can see for yourself. Don't believe me. During the Persian, Greek, and Roman invasions, large numbers of Egyptians fled not only to the desert and mountain regions, but also to the adjacent lands in Africa, Arabia, and Asia Minor, where they lived and secretly developed the teachings which belonged to their mystery system. In the 8th century AD, the Moors, i.e. natives of Mauritania, Mauritania, in North Africa, so Moors in North Africa, invaded Spain and took with them the Egyptian culture which they had preserved, which the Moors had preserved. Preserved from what? The Persian, Greek, and Roman invasions. This is fact. This isn't belief. This isn't me suggesting. This is what happened historically. Look it up. See for yourself. We continue. Knowledge in the ancient days was centralized. It belonged to a common parent and system, i.e., the wisdom teaching or mysteries of Egypt, which the Greeks used to call Sophia. As such, the people of North Africa, Moors, were the neighbors of the Egyptians in Africa, quote unquote Africa, and became the custodians of Egyptian culture, which they spread through considerable portions of Africa, Asia Minor, and guess where? Europe. So, where did Europeans get the culture and science, which they call masonry, from? Moors. All the education, all the science, all the teachings came from Moors, which came from our neighbors, our brothers and sisters, Egyptians or Commetans. Do you see? It's all connected. It's not some spooky thing. It's not some secret organization, skull and crossbones thing. It's science. Moorish science. Or Egyptian science. Or Cometan science. But you see, if you dig a little deeper, you'll find out that the Egyptians got their science from somebody. I'll let you figure that out. I'm going to continue. Continue here. But these people from North Africa did more than merely distinguish themselves in Spain. They were really the recognized custodians of African culture, to whom the world looked for enlightenment. Let me read that again. But these people from North Africa, who are these people? Moors, did more than merely distinguish themselves in Spain. So when you hear Moors, oh, well, the Moors were just in Spain and da-da-da. They did more than that. They were looked to and recognized as the custodians of African culture, to who the world looked for enlightenment from. So the entire world was looking to Moors for enlightenment. Illuminati. Look up that word and see what it means. No spookism here. You're not fooling the people. Tariq Nasheed. And by the way, did you know Tariq came... Never mind. Just look up the Rock of Gibraltar. Go from there. Rock of Gibraltar. Never mind. Let's continue.
Conversation. But yeah, the Morse thing, again, you know, what cats are, they love hanging their hat on some bullshit. There's a couple of dudes on YouTube who got some traffic violations, and basically they're just kind of talking in circles with a judge. And the judge is kind of going along with it. And I've seen them run that same shit on other judges, and the judge is like, hey, look, just stop all that nonsense and pay this fine. Yeah, because once you get in court, dude, you're in their court system. Dude, you got a court system that, dude, this is the same court system that let George Zimmerman go. All right, let's just be real. This is the same court system that wouldn't even indict Darren Wilson. Come on, this court system is built on racial bias. The Zimmerman biopic, I haven't heard about that. I haven't heard about that. Yeah, dude, all that more is going to be exempt. Dudes, and I've said this a million times, dudes learn that shit in prison. They get up with some cats who try to tell them that if they claim more, they'll be exempt from certain things. So what happens? Dudes try to use that to get away with doing crimes. That shit is already, they've already sullied that. And then dudes start because it sounds deeper than what it is. Dude, well,
All right, enough games. 1 second. See, and I was wearing this just so that people didn't get scared, but let me get right. 1 second. All right. Now let's get down to business. There we go. Tariq Nasheed. Now you see, there he goes with that suggestions again, implying again that what more is about is being exempt from taxes or exempt from something to do with the U.S. court system or traffic tickets. It's foolishness. Okay? And let me tell you why. You see, it's not just that he's ignorant. Because if you're ignorant, you can't really be blamed for your ignorance because you don't know. But that guy, Tariq, you know better. And how do we know this? Well, let's look at the icon, the cover art of all of his Hidden Color movies. Now, why is this important? Well, that's because the head on the artwork of his DVDs, of his documentaries, is not just the head of an African brother or a black, quote unquote, black brother. It's specifically a Moorish brother. And how do you know that, Rami? It's called research. I want you to look up, don't believe me, look up Flag of Sardinia. Sardinia. And go to Wikipedia. You don't have to get too deep. And I'll read the first sentence for you of the entry. The flag of the four Moors, or simply the four Moors. Hmm. But let's not stop there. Let me show you an image so you can compare. Question. If the Moorish information, if the Moorish perspective of us being Moors is deeper than what it really is, then why use it for your cover art? Hmm. If it's nonsense, if it's just some prison stuff to get out of tickets and court and be exempt from taxes, there's a lot of ignorant, lying, misleading agents similar to that Tariq Nasheed character try to imply or suggest, then why use that on the cover of your documentary series? Seems kind of odd, doesn't it? But let's get a little deeper. Because I've watched Hidden Colors 1, Hidden Colors 2, Hidden Colors 3. And I really don't want to, but I'll check out Hidden Colors 4 just to be sure. Now, he spoke about Moors in Hidden Colors 1. He did, a little bit, here and there. But he left out a very important figure, a modern figure, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Question. Why would you leave out such a monumental person, such as a prophet? Is that kind of odd to you? In, let's say, 6 hours, if the movies are 2 hours apiece, in 6 hours of film, you don't mention Noble Drew Ali not one time? And he was the first person to teach that we were Moors? in 1913, before there was the Nation of Islam, before there was Malcolm X, the Black Panthers, Pac, Khalid Muhammad, all of these conscious community people that you see on the internet and on TV and on the debates or whatever, before Hidden Colors, there was a guy revealing the true history that's been hidden from us, and you don't mention him not one time. Seems kind of odd, doesn't it? But that's until you realize what this guy Noble Drew Ali was teaching. I'm gonna show you the Holy Quran of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. Go to the last chapter. Oh no, let's go 47 first. Chapter 47. Through sin and disobedience, every nation has suffered slavery, due to the fact that they honor not the creed and principles of their forefathers. That is why the nationality of the Moors, are you listening, Tariq? Was taken away from them in 1774, and the word Negro, black, colored, like hidden colors, was given to the Asiatics of America who were Moorish descent, because they honored not the principles of their mother and father, and strayed after the gods of Europe, whom they knew nothing of. Then he goes on to say at the very end, come all ye Asiatic of America, and hear the truth about your nationality and birthrights, because you are not Negroes. Blacks is synonymous with Negro, not Moor. African American is synonymous with Negro, not Moor. People of color, synonymous with Negro, not Moor. This is what Noble Drew Ali was bringing. So you see why he was omitted, if you will. If he was, why Noble Drew Ali was hidden from the Hidden Colors documentary. Ain't that something? Supposed to be revealing the truth about who we are, and don't reveal about one of the most important revolutionary leaders of our time. Tariq Nasheed, huh?
Nigga, please.
But I know. Some people, when they hear the Quran, or they see people reading from the Quran Circle 7, they say, well, I'm not into religion, and, I'm not trying to be a Muslim and pray to Allah. Cool. I get it. We'll set that book aside, even though it's a law book and a history book, and it has ancient wisdom. Never mind that. It's cool. You'll find your way back to it. We're going to read some very simple, straightforward question and answers from this small pamphlet called 101 Questions of the Quran Questions for Moorish Americans. Moorish Americans are the aka so-called black people, African American, people of color, etc. And on question 90, it says, can a man be a Negro, black, colored, or Ethiopian? The answer, no. Question 91, why? Answer, because man is made in the image and after the likeness of God, Allah. And again, don't get scared. Allah is simply the Arabic name for our Creator. Some people say Allah, some people say God, some people say Yahweh, some people say Jehovah, some people say Jah, some people say the All. Whatever name you want to give the Creator, that's all Allah is, just the name for the Creator. Don't get spooked. Here we go. Question 87. Not as deep as it seems. We'll get there. What is meant by the word black? Black, according to science, means death. According to science. Not belief, not religious, doctrine, science. Oh, I know. What science is that? Black means, it's black power and it's pride and no, it means death. When you say black man, dead man, black woman, dead woman, black people, dead people, black power, dead power. You follow what I'm saying? But I don't want you to believe me. Let's get to the science. Let's prove what is being said. This here is a law dictionary, Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. And you see, like in the medical industry, when you're dealing with medical terms, they have a medical dictionary. Well, when you're dealing with law and legal terms, you go to the law dictionary. Don't get spooked. It's just science. More science, Temple of America, by the way. Drew Ali, by the way. Let's get back to it. Black, according to science, means death. Well, what science? Jurisprudence. JurisprudenCE. The philosophy of law, or the science which treats of the principles of positive law in legal relations. In the proper sense of the word, jurisprudence is the science of law. What science does black mean death? Jurisprudence. In law, black is dead. Okay? Let's continue with the definition before I prove to you that black is dead. Jurisprudence is the science of law, namely the science which has for its function to ascertain the principles on which legal rules are based, so as not only to classify those rules in their proper order and show the relation in which they stand to one another, but also to settle the manner in which new and doubtful cases should be brought under the appropriate rules. Jurisprudence is more a formal than a material science. It has no direct concern with questions of moral or political policy, for they fall under the province of ethics and legislation. But when a new or doubtful case arises to which two different rules seem, when taken literally, to be equally applicable, it may be, and often is, the function of jurisprudence to consider the ultimate effect which would be produced if each rule were applied to an indefinite number of similar cases, and to choose that rule which, when so applied, will produce the greatest advantage to the community. Interesting. Jurisprudence, the science of law. The science of law. What does this have to do with black? Now, we're getting there. Don't you worry, Tariq Nasheed. We're getting there, Mr. Hidden Colors. Civiliter mortuus. That's Civiliter, civiliter mortuus, mortuus. The definition. Listen closely. Civilly dead. Dead in the view of the law. The condition of one who has lost his civil rights. Question. What is it that black people are always marching for? Don't worry, I'll wait. Got the answer? Civil rights. So, if black people are marching for civil rights, it means they don't have them. They lost them. Let's read this definition again. Civiliter mortuus. Civilly dead. Dead in the view of the law. The condition of one who has lost his civil rights and capacities, and is accounted dead in law. Black people, Negroes, people of color, African Americans are dead in the eyes of the law, according to jurisprudence, which is the science of law. Civiliter mortuus. Don't believe me. I don't want you to believe me. Just look it up. See for yourself. Oh, yeah. It's much deeper than it seems to be. Than Tariq Nasheed wants you to believe. To all these other so called black leaders, these conscious community black power characters, they want you to believe that more is just a word. It's just like black. No, it's not just like black. Because blacks are dead in the eyes of the law. They have no civil rights. They have no rights as a citizen. Dred Scott, Supreme Court decision. Don't believe me? Look it up. It's already been decided by the highest court in the land. Can't have rights as a dead person. And this is why people like Tariq Nasheed, people like David Banner, people like Brother Polite, people, any of these so-called black leaders, any of them that continue to call our people black or people of color, African American, and don't want to teach you about nationality and your birthright as Moors, more specifically Moorish Americans, anybody that's trying to hide Noble Drew Ali from you, not to be trusted. They're trying to keep you enslaved. This is the real truth. I know it doesn't really feel good, right? This ain't church. We're not here to make you feel good. Okay? This is the real deal. The red pill. Word to Morpheus. Yeah. Yeah. And this is a warning and a message to characters like Tariq Nasheed. Time's up. See, when the people find out, that's the karma that's going to come back on you. You're not going to be able to hide. No matter where you go. No matter what you try to do. No matter how you try to explain yourself out of it. You're going to be seen as the fraud and the manipulator and the pimp that you and many of the others are. Trying to capitalize on the enslavement and the oppression of our people. Of our Moorish brothers and sisters. The Moorish Americans, to be specific. Can't act like you don't know. Noble Drew Ali told us over 100 years ago, in 1913, we are Moorish Americans. That's our nationality. Because we are descendants of Moroccans and born in America. That's the reason why. Which is also in this very small, easy to read pamphlet. 101 questions. You see, they won't tell you this though. They don't want to show you this information. Because once you're free, they can't get your money, baby. They can't get them donations. You feel me? They can't get you to buy the tickets to the debates, to the lectures, to the seminars, where they talk and talk and talk, but don't provide any solutions. And I know it's a few of you out there. Well, what is more gonna, if we call ourselves more, what's gonna happen then? I made plenty of videos for that too. Go look up the Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People, United Nations. Read all the articles on there. Look up any nations. Cuba, for example, when they nationalized, It's history. It's already ordained. This is already laid down. The path is already there. We just been getting distracted and deterred from doing what we need to do. The order of the day. Step one to solving our problem here in North America. Proclaim our nationality. Once we do that, all the problems we're facing as so-called black people is going to disappear. Because now we will have rights. We can be citizens. We can get help from other nations. But as long as we are stateless people, we can't get help from anybody. We have no nation to return to. We lost. But Noble Drew Ali laid the path. He illuminated the way. Ah, that's all I wanted to say. You know, I hope that you have found this information relevant. I hope more than that you don't believe what I'm telling you. Don't believe me. I don't want that. What I want you to do is prove the information wrong. Look up civilitiae mortuus and show me that it doesn't mean what I said it means. What I read that it means, not what I said. Look up the definition of jurisprudence. Look up Noble Drew Ali. Try to disprove the things that he laid down, that he prepared and brought to us over 100 years ago with no Google, with no internet, none of that. Maybe you'll prove him wrong. Or maybe you'll find out that this really is deeper than it seems. I thank you. And I say this with love. Because I'm hoping, you know, these characters get right and they start teaching the truth. I'm hoping for their sake. But if not, what are you going to do? I'm Rami Salam El. Peace and love. Oh, and P.S. If you want to learn more, if you want to see another brother that's teaching the truth, check out the YouTube video that's titled Canaan Land Moors Correcting Tariq Nasheed and Garveyites. And that's Canaan Land is Canaanland. Canaan Land Moors Correcting Tariq Nasheed and Garveyites. Peace to the brother Cujo up there doing his thing, spreading the truth to the people, exposing these dirty Moors. And anybody that wants to try to defend Tariq Nasheed's actions of not uh, putting Noble Drew Ali in the documentary, wants to defend any of these black, so-called black leaders, still calling us black and not mentioning Noble Drew Ali and not mentioning that we're Moors or that our nationality is Moorish American, I have one thing to say to you.
Nigga, please.